All right. Good morning. We are live. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us here. Very glad that you are here. We are going to hear in a few moments, from a gentleman that is a very, very good mate of mine, my best mate. He is Aussie. We still claim him and own him, but he is living in Hawaii. He has become internationally adored, internationally rewarded and awarded. He's a very special gentleman in his own right. Before all of this stuff that you're going to find out about today, I already knew him to be an exceptional man. Anything he put his mind to, he's been able to accomplish. He's been doing very well for himself in business as well. So I've always admired him for that, looking up to him, being very successful in traditional business and real estate. A fun-loving guy, a witty guy, a good guy to be around. You can't help but have a good time with this guy, and he's very giving and generous. You can't help but love this guy. So if you don't know him, from the moment you meet him, you'll end up calling him your best mate too. But he has an exceptional story that he's going to share here today. He went from a very scary problem inside of his health that I'll let him talk about later on, that once left him and even his doctors feeling hopeless. But he'll go into that a little bit later. What I want to do is I want to do a quick presentation on what it was that was able to give him and his family his life back in more ways than one. And from literally the moment this information was first handed to me, it's been high priority for me to bring it to everybody's attention because it is important information. And that is because the impact and the difference it is making in people's lives is significantly deep. And so I want to thank you very much for spending just this little bit of time with me today. And let me jump into what the heck I am talking about. What I'll be sharing with you is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. The discoveries of DNA and the discoveries of penicillin certainly were huge medical discoveries, but medical doctors are saying that this breakthrough is going even deeper than anything you've ever seen before. We'll be going over an exciting and entirely new frontier in science. You've never seen anything like this before. And for 2 decades, science had actually declared this was impossible. It is a breakthrough with enormous potential, and it's validated by renowned universities and world authority laboratory studies. It's a very, very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goal and just about any health challenge you can think of, remarkable results. And drug companies wanted to shut it down. More about that a little later. So before I tell you what this is, let's get absolutely clear about what this is not. This is not a drug. This is not a vitamin. It's not a mineral, and it's not an antioxidant formula. This is not secret herbs, spices, exotic berries, fancy juices, super shakes, essential oils, magic magnets, alkaline waters, electrolyte waters, laser lights, roots of magical 5,000-year-old tree, lotions, potions, gadgets, or any of the other stuff that's out there. What we'll be talking about, all we'll be talking about, is an entirely new frontier in science, a truly groundbreaking and category-creating healthcare breakthrough. ASEA Redox cell signaling technology contains active redox signaling molecules. What the heck are those? Well, they are the exact same cellular messages made natively within your body that affect cell signaling, cell-to-cell communication, and gene expression in a positive way, helping your cells to be able to detect and protect healthy cells, detect and repair unhealthy cells, detect and replace damaged cells, activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection, and keep your cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Why is this important? Well, we are all made entirely of cells. We live and die, therefore, at the cellular level. Bottom line is healthy cells, healthy life. Your redox biochemistry is foundational to all cellular health and healing, and therefore all of your body's health, and is an essential function of normal physiology. In fact, a wide range of biochemical and physiological processes critically depend on redox signaling in and among our cells. In other words, if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making these redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than a few more seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. Now, when we're born, we make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. However, with age, stress, diet, toxins, and other environmental assaults, our cells break down. And our body's ability to make redox molecules declines daily. As such, our cells break down even more, and so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. ASEA takes science seriously and therefore doesn't do any scientific studies. ASEA is highly committed, rather, to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of redox signaling supplementation, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in every body. So ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translate to health at its most foundational level. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. These genes are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Additionally, ASEA has been also scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. And lower oxidative stress. Head professors of this university study saying one of the most important effects of ASEA on what they called disease risk factors is ASEA's ability to reduce oxidative stress, significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It just can't make as much of them anymore like it did when it was younger. Any health goal, if you have health challenges, or if you want to help a loved one with a health challenge, if you wish you could look, live, and feel young again, if you have the sense for protecting your health, you want to prevent becoming old and unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. Let's hear what some medical doctors have to say now.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it. People need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
So now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's talk about it now from the outside in. And let's show you what's possible with ASEA's topical versions of redox signaling technology. Renew 28, revitalizing redox gel. Renew Advance, intensive redox serum. Supported and enhanced by their complementary all-natural ingredients products, Renew Advance, gentle refining cleanser, and ultra replenishing moisturizer. But a picture speaks 1,000 words, so let some of these pictures speak to you. This is more than anti-aging results. You'll see age-reversing results, see wrinkles disappearing, elasticity coming back to the skin, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin being rejuvenated. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions are being brought back to the proper surfaces, levels, textures of good, healthy skin. This is Rosie, and believe it or not, Rosie didn't believe that the products were doing anything. Can you believe that? 7 weeks. Look at the dramatic difference in the first 2 photos on the left. It was Rosie's doctor that took these photos, not her, which is why she didn't think it was working. Even dramatic differences on a daily, gradual, consistently changing basis can be missed. So first moral of the story is take pictures. When you say to your friend, oh, I'll get on this stuff and see how it goes. Take pictures is how you see how it goes. Second moral of the story is some people notice results very quickly like Rosie. However, some people need to apply more product and more patience. What we do know scientifically, medically, is that redox signaling molecules work in every single person every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. But constant and persistent use of redox signaling molecules will cure skepticism. Now, this is a doctor, and this doctor decided to do a scientific experiment on his hello, g'day. He decided to do a scientific experiment on his very own face and use Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Spot the difference. Go on if you can. I'll give you some clues. Look at the lines running down each side of the corner of the mouth, the lines running down either side of the nose, the bagginess, the sagginess, the droopiness, perhaps the lines on one cheek as opposed to other. Have a look at the biggest clue of all. Have a look at how those glasses are slanting to one side of the face, maybe suggesting more droopiness on that side. So I've personally thanked this doctor on numerous occasions for walking around like a weirdo for all of us so that he could prove how effective it was where you used Renew 28 versus where you don't. Not just for your face though, his arms, hands, bellies, and bums. This is a scientific study that was actually done there was a lot of reports coming in all over the world of how people using Renew 28 were seeing cellulite disappearing. And so this scientific organization did a study, and what they found after 12 weeks is that the cellulite, the appearance of this cellulite was actually reducing. So they did ultrasounds to find out what the heck was going on, and they saw that the fat, the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from applying the Renew 28. Now, it is a historical truth that with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. The greater the breakthrough, guess what? The greater the opportunity. And someone is trying to introduce you to the single greatest health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. ASEA is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in '98 for the first discovery of redox signaling molecules, there have since now been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see well over 30,000 results. This slide is out of date. It is very difficult for me to keep up with this slide because there are more than 150 studies coming out almost every single month. There are over 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling molecules, and they have their own medical health journal. Redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years, according to medical experts, medical researchers. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars of grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and world redox congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and a title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. The race is on, with medical and pharmaceutical industries to understand the complex paths and functions of redox signaling, to earn recognition for discoveries and to create drugs for specific health conditions. They, however, face a very long and slow process, while ASEA is already light years ahead for two simple reasons. For nearly 3 decades now, no other person other than one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared it was impossible, so no one has been able to do it, and no one has been able to do it since. And number two, ASEA is heavily patented. That means that we're without copycats. That means that we're without competition. That means that no one else in the world has what ASEA has, and no one else can do what ASEA can do, no one. And so ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors: healthcare and wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries, and redox works on every body. Nothing in the body works as well or at all without redox. Redox can't hurt anybody. Everybody needs redox. And ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from. ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. Now, our mission here at ASEA is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We want to help a lot of people. We can't do that on our own. And so we look for people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money, to earn commissions just by sharing redox with others. You receive a residual income not only from the first, but also from the ongoing purchases made by every single person you refer to as seer, but also from every single ongoing purchase made by every single person others also refer to as seer. So just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, or whatever, people naturally tell people who naturally tell other people who then tell even more people. Word of mouth recommendation, word of mouth marketing is the oldest and still most powerful form of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is in today's age. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries, and we're opening up new markets almost every single year. Based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. So for people who are looking for an extra part-time or full-time, or I just want more time, or a big time, or maybe a legacy leaving income for loved ones, whatever your ambition level, there is a commission level for you. For business-minded people, this is an opportunity to be paid a residual commission, a significant income from the growth of this global expansion. However, really, there's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's exactly what you get to do and be a part of with ASEA. You get to join forces with others who are also being a force for good in the world. Who you become and what you do is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make you. However, not only can you make great money, you can even be rewarded on top of all of that with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. Have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences, and a great lifestyle. So why aren't you hearing about this from your doctor? And maybe you are, because there are now hundreds of doctors all over the world now recommending Redox to their patients and seeing unprecedented results. But big pharmaceutical companies, after seeing tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving ASEA, did offer to pay huge sums of money for the sole rights, exclusive ownership to the Redox signaling technology from ASEA. However, they wanted ASEA to shut down and to take everyone off Redox. Thankfully, founders of ASEA, Virtus Norton and son Tyler Norton, said no to the payout and yes to the people. Because after Virtus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless to now experiencing life-changing power from redox signaling molecules, well, Virtus and Tyler were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so what had started as a big business play had now become an important and purposeful mission. The ASEA founders, Virtus and Tyler, turned down that huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies for you, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to you and everyone without a prescription. And so as demonstrated in this first and very important decision, ASEA always puts people and principles before ego and economics. The ASEA founders and their corporate team come from Fortune 500 and greater backgrounds. And so they are exceptionally experienced in running big and profitable businesses. However, they will never do it at the cost of people. They pride themselves on that. And so you are in very good hands. Get back with the person who's shared this with you. Don't worry what the time is in your part of the world. They will be glad to hear from you. Let them know what you've seen here and what you like best about it. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you to where you can find the answers, as there's plenty of university studies, but most important of all, hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences for you to see ASEA is the real deal. Now, excuse me, we truly want to help you. So at the least, I hope you'll become part of this redox reality and live better, healthier, younger, stronger, longer. But one of ASEA's guiding principles is to become more, because it's really what you become that determines what you can overcome, that ultimately determines your income in life. So if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, if you'll also pass this information on for many, many others, you can better the lives of many, many others, and your life will become better. If you decide to become part of being a force for good in the world with ASEA, your life will be filled with more good. I want to thank you very much for tuning in here today and having a listen to me. May you always be happy. May you always be well. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. Thank you very much. And I've already given him a big introduction, so let me hand it straight over to my best mate, Dan Doyle. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Thank you, Stevie Aquilino. And mate, you didn't get an introduction whatsoever. So I'm going to do that right now, and I'm not going to disturb people. I'm just going to go back onto my picture there. But Stevie Aquilino is, he's a world authority on this breakthrough. And he is literally one of, if not the best speakers in our industry as far as I'm concerned. He's a powerhouse when it comes to this huge project that we're undergoing. And he is one of the incredible leaders that's leading the way in getting this to the masses. So Stevie, thank you for your presentation, and thank you for a huge effort that you're putting in with helping so many people. Let me see. You know how I'm a technically challenged guy. I'll just see if I can get this up. Just give me a thumbs up if you can see this. Okay, we're getting there.
All good, buddy.
All righty. So thank you everybody for coming on to our call today. Really appreciate anybody who, as Stevie is, I am. I can see some other great leaders here leading the way to get this incredible gift, this technology to the world. I'm going to reiterate a few things that Stevie went through, but you're not going to get a double presentation. I'm literally going to go through my story, and that's what we do. We tell stories, and they're true stories, and we build and create people's testimonials, and then they can share their product experience. So for anybody who's new on here, who's looking at ASEA, for whatever reason, Steve went through those reasons for your own health, the health of loved ones. Maybe you don't like the way you're looking or feeling anymore. If you want an edge with, if you're an athlete, in general, we all need energy. We all need better sleep. There's a lot of stresses on our lives these days. If you're looking for an opportunity, but I just want to tell you that we're not here to sell you anything or convince you of anything. So stay relaxed, unfold your arms, and enjoy this incredible presentation that we're giving you today. So, as you know, ASEA is a cellular health company, and just to reiterate, this is the big statement. They have come up with the single greatest health, science, anti-aging, and human performance breakthrough of our lifetime. Stevie said that this product, this technology, these products are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. But what I can tell you is that we have something very, very special, something that's not nutritional, something that can actually help signal and communicate with our bodies to heal itself. So I'm going to go back to growing up in Sydney, Australia. I'm distracting myself from school. I used to play a lot of sports: rugby, judo, gymnastics, aerobics, surfing, bodybuilding. As you can see in this photo, product of the product back then, I used to own a gym 2 hours north of Sydney in Australia. And this was my life. I used to eat, sleep and breathe bodybuilding, and that was the shop, that was my gym, and that was my life, and that was my business. And I did very, very well in business, and I did very, very well when I was competing as well. Fast forward 20 years, and 20 years later, I built 20 traditional businesses over that period of time and became a young entrepreneur at the age of 21. So fast forward to 44. So in my early to mid 40s, still involved in building and having security companies, and I had car wash cafes, a pub. What else did I have back then? Car detail center, multiple businesses, but obviously wasn't bodybuilding anymore, putting this time and effort, but used to look after myself cardiovascular wise. And I used to be in the gym every single morning on a stepper or a treadmill or a stationary bike, just keeping myself fit and healthy. So I'm 44 years old here. I just wanted to maintain my health and be the best version of a 50-year-old plus that I could be by doing so. And fortunately, I was in this condition because if I had a little bit of weight on me, I may not have felt a little lump underneath my left rib. And 6 months later, when I did find that, I went straight into the doctors and got some very bad news. And this is a photo of me 6 months after that last photo, going through what I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. 2.5 years in and out of a hospital in Sydney, where they put me through things that made me lose all my hair from the top of my head to my toes. The only thing I liked about that is I didn't have to shave. I literally didn't grow a beard. But it was a terrible time. I literally wanted to die with what they were putting me through. I wasn't feeling well at all. This smile on my face was in the early days. It was the beginning of my hospital visits. This is a good friend next to me who was in remission from going through a very similar thing that I had started going through here. His name was Johnny Manor, played the highest levels of rugby in Australia. He went back to playing rugby after he went into remission. And unfortunately, after this photo, his issue came back. And he went into the hospital at this time at the age of 21 and never came out, and passed at the age of 23 years old. It was a very, very sad time. At the end of my hospital visits, I hit my doctors between the eyes. I said, so where do we go from here? I said, lay it on me. I said, I need to know. I need to look after my family. They told me to get my affairs in order. So I made a decision at that point to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands, did some research. My research led to an alkaline diet, and it also led to network marketing products from all around the world. Now, I never believed in the network marketing business model. If anybody came to me with Amway this way or that way, I used to run the other way. I used to think that people involved in network marketing were crazy. So I had to bite the bullet. And as a customer, I wanted to survive. So I went on many products from Zango with their mangosteen, Isogenics, Product B, Life Vantage, Protandem, Cellgevity from Max Products, and Kangen Water. Now, I was on all these things for 2 years with a very strict alkaline diet. You would think my health would be heading in the right direction, and this was the result after 2 years. So everything that I was doing wasn't working. Everything that the doctors did wasn't working as well. At this stage, I had hair back on my head, and I was pulling it out. So I was still looking for an answer to the problem that I had. A friend of mine called me, Bart Cotter. He said, I think I found something that can help. Long story short, flew to Salt Lake City, Utah, started on this product, the Redox cell signaling supplement. In 3 hours, I was going through a major detox. Toxins coming out so fast, they were coming out of my skin. In 12 hours, a 20-year stomach problem had gone away. And I had so much lung damage from what they did to me in that hospital. I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time. Within 48 to 72 hours, my lungs were functioning perfect on this product. So I had a lot of wins just in that short 48 to 72 hours, went back to Australia, kept drinking the product. The unfortunate thing was I came from being a very successful traditional businessman to losing everything financially when I lost my health. God love my wife, Suzanne, looking after me for 2.5 years with the way I was looking, the way I was feeling, the way I was treating her from what they were doing to me. It was a horrendous time, but God love her. She stuck with me. She's an absolute angel. And the thing was that we were struggling to put food on the table because at that stage we had financially lost everything. So we could only afford one bottle of this ASEA Redox cell signaling supplement per week. Now, that's the amount that somebody would take if they were 100% healthy. And it was a stressful time, and I was very anxious over this, knowing I needed to take a lot more product. 5 months after I started on the product, it became a responsibility to start sharing this with other people. As I was sharing it with other people, the company would send me thank you checks. I would invest those thank you checks back into my health. And in June 2015, 8 months after I started on the product, I increased the amount that I was taking to a lot more product. By December 2015, just over a year after this photo was taken, and this is the day the doctor gave me some very good news and told me there was no sign of those 2 major health challenges. So that was great news, and that was in December 2015. So we're nearly 5 years on from there, and I still have my doctors scratching their head, not knowing what's going on, but we know better. We know what's going on. And the other thing was, I think the more debilitating thing for me was I had multiple injuries from playing sports. And those injuries to my neck, my shoulder, hand, back, hips, pelvis, they were debilitating. They were affecting my everyday life. And these things had gone away by this photo, including 20 years of pollen problems where I'd sneeze, my nose would run all day. A lump on my left wrist, which was also, there's a lot of discomfort with that and trying to wear a watch. All these things had gone away. My whole body was totally rebuilt by this photo in December 2015, just over 1 year on the product. Now let's fast forward, because that's my journey to health. Let's fast forward 2 years later. You can see by my complexion, the way my skin looks, that everything is still heading in the right direction. So this is the anti-aging side. So what you can see on the outside now is still a reflection of what you can see on the inside. If you go back, this was the reflection of what was happening on the inside. You could see me getting better just over a year later. And 2 years after that, this is a reflection of what's happening on the inside. So that was my journey back to health, back to looking younger, back to feeling younger. I'll just come back to Celebrity Squares here, guys, and show you my beautiful face now. And Stevie mentioned that obviously these products are not a cure, treatment, or diagnosis for any disease or medical condition. He did make one claim that with long-term use of this product and sometimes even short-term use, that this is a cure for people's skepticism. So we have an incredible breakthrough. This would be the biggest gift that anybody could ever receive. This would be the biggest gift that you could ever give anybody. It's a vehicle that can take people back to their health. So there's a lot of potential with that. Can't make any claims, but we know what these molecules do. And on the other hand, there's a lot of people struggling financially. So we can help people with this vehicle that can take people anywhere they want to go financially. At the end of the day, regardless in life, I like to take people to their potential, whether it's with our vehicle or anything else that they choose to do. But in these economic times, and I can tell you in these economic times, any economic time, there's still one priority for people, and that's people's health. Now, we've got a double whammy. We've got bad economic times, but we've also got this pandemic. So people are doubly looking for a solution for their health. So they're more conscious of their health these days. And the other thing that's happened is people are looking for something financially. I mean, the statistics of people out of work here in the US, I mean, right around the world, people doing it tough financially. I mean, it just blows my mind. I never thought I'd see this in my lifetime, and not saying that it's not going to happen again. I think we are stuck with this for a period of time, and people are looking for a home business. They're looking to generate another income. And we have got the perfect vehicle. This, as far as I'm concerned, is a perfect storm. We've got the biggest breakthrough in health, anti-aging, sports performance, and it has created the most compelling opportunity that we will ever see. I mean, in the first 2 years, I built this business from home anyway, once I made a decision to do this. You know, what drives me these days personally is being able to help somebody, whereas they are struggling with their health, people that are in a lot of discomfort out there. The doctors have no answers. They can't help them. I know we've got something that can help. So this company's been around for 10, nearly 11 years now. This is our 10th year anniversary this year. Unfortunately, we can't celebrate face-to-face or together as we were going to in California. We were going to celebrate our 10th anniversary in Orange County in Anaheim. But, you know, this is a different world. This is how we share things now. This is how we talk to our family and friends a lot. Very sad that we can't physically see people these days, but this is a great way that we can help people. Zoom platform and all these platforms are incredible for keeping in touch to the most personal point of view as we can without physically seeing anybody. So, guys, this is, as Stevie said, if you want to explore the products for your own health or for the health of a loved one, don't hesitate to go back to the person who introduced you, because they can help you to set up a wholesale account and get access to the product for personal use at wholesale prices. If you're interested in sharing this with people, and I can tell you, people will come back and thank you like you have never been thanked in your entire life. I mean, for me to get this to 100, 150 people that I know over the last 5.5 years, and for it to spread to tens of thousands of people around the world, for this to touch the lives, change the lives, and even save the lives of people that I would never ever meet, is the most satisfying thing that I have ever done. So if you're looking at leaving a legacy, as Tyler Norton and Vertus Norton, the founders of this company, have, as I am doing right now, and Stevie and a lot of other great leaders on this call, we can help you to leave your legacy to the world as well. So don't hesitate to reach out. We're all here to help. Contact the person that introduced you to this call and get started in some capacity, because I can tell you that it will be the best decision that you've ever made in your life. Steve, I'll bring you back in and we'll do a Q&A, eh? Q&A, eh?
Q&A, mate. Yeah, thank you so much, Dan. Oh my goodness. You've even got some sea spray coming in there. You got some spray coming in from the waves. Yeah, that's awesome.
A sea spray.
A sea spray. No, thank you, Dan. It's fantastic having you here, because obviously with incredible success comes incredible busyness. But I know that you take SIA's mission sincerely at high priority, number one priority in your heart, which is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. So even though you have very limited time, it's just unbelievable to see how you make time for anybody and everybody. So thank you very much for being here. Truly is an honor to have you here, mate. So thank you. And thank you everybody for tuning in. It's been an absolute honor to have you here. Your time is valuable. And so we want to give you something back for that. We're going to end the meeting now officially.